You're listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Perfect.
Oh, you already know what time it is. AEW. Fyter Fest. AEW. Dynamite. AEW on point. Let's just leave it like that.
Perfect.
Good show last night. Very, very surprising. Swerve, pun intended, at the end. Man, this is getting good. And we are back, baby, with the AEW Dynamite review. We got the couple of other reviews coming out for you this week, but I figure I'd tell you in person. So, without further ado, let's go. Yes. 'Tis I, RJD here. Welcome to What the Wrestling. I am your host once again, RJD. Listen, man, we had ourselves a good old-fashioned dust-up today. Crazy triple threat match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. And I'm not going to lie, that was one hell of a match. Didn't expect Swerve and Our Glory to win, but we will get into that in a minute. Before we do, first things first, like the goddamn video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. RJD_199 on Instagram. RJ699 on Twitter. RJD199 on Snapchat. But once again, most importantly, follow What the Wrestling on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. And follow What the Wrestling on Anchor and Spodify. See, I don't need the other picture. I know it off the top of the dome. Come on, man. You think I don't know my own social media? Come on, y'all. Anyway, What the Wrestling. You see it on the screen in the background. You see the hat. You see the shirt. You know what it is. What the Wrestling. Let's go. Now, let's get into the show. AEW Fyter Fest, Night 1, July 13th, 2022. Very, very good show. AEW Dynamite, I loved it. It was smooth, some questionable coming from Savannah, Georgia. We did have some questionable decisions, not gonna lie, but it was all for the best, so I'm not gonna sit here and complain. We had ourselves a good show. First things first, we had Wardlow, AEW TNT champion versus the Orange One, Orange Cassidy. This was the first match on the show, and I must admit, this is not going to be most people's cup of tea because most people don't like Orange Cassidy. which is crazy to me. It's like, why don't you like Orange Cassidy? He can work his ass off.
Stupid.
The brother can wrestle.
Stupid.
Okay, he does a little bit of comedy.
Stupid.
It's well-timed and well-placed comedy.
Stupid.
But they still don't like him, so it's all good. And he fought Wardlow. Now, I must admit, I'm not going to sit here and lie. When they said he was fighting Wardlow, I was like,
stupid.
That kind of makes no sense. Orange Cassidy's a babyface. He's over. Wardlow's a babyface. He's over. Why the hell are they fighting? This doesn't make sense. I thought this was going to be an epic fail because I don't want Orange Cassidy to lose. I don't want Wardlow to lose. But at the end of the day, they had a good match. I think this match did a good job of keeping Wardlow as the monster, not making him look dumb, which I hate when WWE does that. Even AEW does that sometimes. Dumb babyface syndrome, that's what we call it. But it kept him as a monster, but gave Orange Cassidy just enough that you thought, does he have a chance? But in the end, he loses. But great match. This match started off funny. Orange Cassidy puts his hands in his pockets, you know. So Wardlow takes his hands out his pockets and then rips his pockets out. And then he takes down his singlet. Does the whole I'm jacked thing. So Orange Cassidy takes his singlet and puts it back on his shoulders. And then he goes. Orange Cassidy is the greatest.
Perfect.
We love this guy. We love this guy. We love Orange Cassidy over here. I was just looking like, this guy's, how do you not like this? He is hilarious. Orange Cassidy made me, I literally died laughing off of this. This was hilarious. Now, this was a good big man, little man match. Orange Cassidy tried to go for the DDT multiple times, kept getting reversed. Wardlow showing off his power early. Orange Cassidy couldn't do a goddamn thing about it. He leaves the ring, runs around the ring and says, yeah, come chase me. Come chase me. Oh, wait, before that, we had, he had gotten the best of Cassidy. So Trent Beretta throws in the title belt. He gets caught. Chucky T throws in the chainsaw. Yes, you heard me right.
You stupid.
A chainsaw. So hold on. Are we talking about a murder? Did you want to murder him? What are you doing? What are you doing? The ref is like, what are you doing? The ref is like, you know what? You and you.
Get the fuck out of here!
What is wrong with y'all? Get out of here. So after they got kicked out, he comes out the ring. He runs around the ring. He's telling Wardlow, come here. And Wardlow's like, I'm not stupid. So he opens the ring and he finds Danhausen under the ring. And he's like, Danhausen? So he pulls him up. Danhausen is like, I'm going to curse you. And then he's like, you know what? We're good. I'm out of here. See you later. And then he calmly just walks away. And then he dismisses himself. Danhausen was like,
fuck this shit, I'm out.
Comedy gold. I love this. But then it started to break down, and then we got down to the nitty-gritty. There was an orange punch, goes back in the ring, a couple of belly to bellies by Wardlow. Orange Cassidy's getting the hell kicked out of him. Went to commercial, came back from commercial, and the end came when Cassidy got hit with the F10 powerbomb, and he puts his foot on him, does the pose, and Cassidy kicks out. So that shocked me. I was like, oh, shoot.
Stop the cap.
And they made a good note of saying no one has ever kicked out of that. So there was a suicide dive by Cassidy. Put Wardlow into the post like twice. Came back, hit the DDT, tried to do the DDT. Finally hit it. Kick out by Wardlow, I think at 1 or 2. There was a Stun Dog Millionaire. Another orange punch. There was a beach break. And the beach break, I was like,
stop the cap.
He's going to beat Wardlow? I ain't going to lie. I even popped for the beach break. Because Cassidy's like, what, 160? Wardlow's like, what, 270, 260? And he picked him up and put the beach break on him. But at the end of the day, Wardlow ended up reversing. I think he tried to reverse another DDT attempt or Orange Punch attempt. And he caught him. Powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. See you later. Retains the championship. After the match, best friends come back down. And they're looking at him. And he's like, Wardlow's like, give me a fist bump. And he's like, and he gave him the lazy fist bump, and that was all she wrote. Wardlow with the win. Like I said, I would not have had these two fight because they're both baby faces, and they're both popular as hell. But you know what? It worked out in the end. Good match. We had a recap after this of Pac defending the AEW All Atlantic Championship against Shota Umino, who got himself over on the Forbidden Door. That was fire. Good match. I did see it. It was good. Good stuff. They went a while. Pac retained. Good. Then we had Chris Jericho comes out, and he says this is a promo for Eddie Kingston. He says he is the living legend. He is Eddie Kingston's superior. He has not made Eddie Kingston a liar, and Eddie Kingston's not a liar. He's just confused. And he said, listen, everybody you get involved with, you messed them up. Ortiz, he's messed up. Santana, he's out. He got taken out of Brother Gloves. Bryan Danielson, he's got taken away. He's like, I did that. I put Bryan Danielson out. He's like, everybody who's friends with you, they get messed up. And then we got Ruby Soho, and her arm is mangled up and messed up. And that's because she's your friend. And you know what? He might have a point. He might have a point because Eddie Kingston and those boys not looking too good right now. And he said, why barbed wire? He says, Eddie, I know you're a mark for Terry Funk and Onita and Sabu, but how many barbed wire matches have you been in? Chris Jericho said he won the first barbed wire match in Canada when he was 22, even though the pain was unbearable. But he said, next week, you're not fighting Chris Jericho. You're fighting the Painmaker. I like that. This was great. And then he said, every drop of blood he sheds is one of his sins. He said he'll make a flood with Kingston's blood so huge that Noah would be jealous. Eddie's not a liar. He's a loser. I was like, okay. So Jericho cutting a good promo because he's Chris Jericho. Why wouldn't he? And that was good stuff, man. After the break, we had Eddie Kingston. We did have Eddie Kingston come back, and he just basically said, oh, Jericho gets a whole promo, I get 30 seconds or some shit like that. But Eddie Kingston did rebuttal, and he said, show him. I want you to show him. And he took Ortiz's hat off, and he's got the Caesar right now. Shout out to New York. Then he took Ruby Soho and said, show him. And she's got an arm in a cast and a sling. And he said, I'm going to beat you up, and I'm going to enjoy it. I ain't going to lie. When he does that, it's like, is he serious? Is he just a little bit crazy? Eddie Kingston looks like a menace. I'm going to beat you up, and I'm going to enjoy it. It kind of frightens me a little bit. Shout out to him. So that was his promo, which was cool. Now, we had Jon Moxley versus Kinosuke Takeshita. Why are we having this match? It's a non-title match. This match happened because Moxley wanted to fight Kinosuke because Kinosuke is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's got future world champion written all over him. He is fantastic. He started wrestling when he was a youngin', maybe 14, 15. This guy is good. He's so good that you have no idea who he is. You've probably seen him wrestle once or twice, but every single time Kinosuke wrestles, he gets the crowd invested in him, and they want him to win. It doesn't matter if it's against who, the Hangman or Kingston. It doesn't matter. Kinosuke makes you care. You don't know if he speaks English. You don't know what language he speaks. You never heard him talk. But when he fights, we want to see him win, even if it's against one of our fan favorites. This guy is fantastic. Put some respect on his name. Kinosuke is fire. They had themselves a brutal, with a capital B, brutal match. The end came where Takeshita hits the Brain Buster, and I literally popped out my chair for that. I thought he won. Knees up, but Mox gets the knees up, reverses it into a chin lock, falls back, puts the cross arm bar, and he gets it. Kinosuke kicking, trying to get himself free, gets to the ropes, goes to the floor. Tenosuke with a tope con grillo back inside. Another frog splash. 2 count, Moxley kicks out. Double lariats for both guys, beating the hell out of each other in the middle of the ring. There was a sleeper that was reversed into a blue thunder bomb. Both men are down, falling into a double pin. Nope, kick out. There was a paradigm shift, or how like they like to say it in Japan, Death Rider, and overhead elbows to the jaw, and he underhooks him again for the Death Rider, and Takeshita slips out, rolling an elbow into the German suplex. Moxley gets up again, another Death Rider though, more elbows to the face, bulldog choke, and Takeshita has to tap out. This was fantastic. Awesome stuff. Next we had the House of Black. They had a promo. Good for them. They're going to beat up Darby. Awesome. Christian Cage then came out and cut a promo. I think the Christian Cage attacking the dads now, like with Brian Pillman Jr.'s dad, he came up and attacked them. He said, you and Jungle Boy have somebody in common. Both of your dads are dead, blah, blah, blah. I think now he needs to kind of slow his roll on the dad jokes.
Nope.
Because now it's kind of getting forced. He's forcing it. He's forcing it now. So you might need to switch it up a little bit. It's not hitting the same like it did the first couple of times he did it, but it's all good. Varsity Blondes are still in the ring as Christian Cage cuts his promo. Luchasaurus comes out and he says, listen, I used to hate you and I didn't know why. And they put a picture of Garrison on the screen and he's like, I don't know why. He said, oh wait, I get it. You kind of remind me of Jungle Boy. And honestly, when I heard that, I was like, not looking too good for Garrison.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Here comes Luchasaurus down to the ring for the squash match. Poor Garrison got killed, and that was all she wrote. So Luchasaurus gets the win. After the match, they beat up the Varsity Blondes, and Griff Garrison gets powerbombed along with Pillman Jr. onto the table. It doesn't break, so nobody panics. They just chokeslam him again. and they call it a day. So good for them. That was great. We then had Hangman cutting a promo saying that he lost the championship, but he doesn't know what's going to happen next. And then we have the Dark Order come and they say, yo, listen, you could join us in the 3-man tag, man. Me, you, and we're all pissed off. Yeah, so they're going to fight the House of Black. Good for them, but this does feel like a step back for Hangman. Then we had Claudio Castagnoli versus Jake Hager. They had a big man match. I think Claudio Castagnoli and Vinny Vici from NXT, Marcel Bartel, are probably pound for pound the 2 strongest men in wrestling. I mean, these brothers are strong and they make it look effortless. When you catch my NXT review, you will see why I say Vinny Vici is strong as hell. This brother's like on another level with his just power and strength. I love it. But they had themselves a match. The end came where Hager was in the sharpshooter and he crawled desperately to the ropes. He waited for 2.0 to come down. They ran down and distracted the referee. Claudio breaks the hold, kicks them out of the ring. Hager catches him in a boss man slam for a 2 count, puts on the ankle lock. Claudio fights out, hits him with some up kicks. Then he hit a high angle suplex. Claudio went back to the sharpshooter again, but Angelo Parker and Money Matt ran interference again, got them out of there, hits him with the another uppercut, Swiss Death, crosses the arms, hits him for the pull-up power bomb, and that was all she wrote for Mr. Jake Hager. They actually, Ricola bomb, that's what it's called. They actually had a good match, and people shit on Jake Hager. We had the "We the People" chants in the beginning. I thought that was great.
Perfect.
And Claudio was like, yeah, I remember that. But I think the fact that Hager had a good match. Hager can wrestle, and he's strong, and he's legit. He can legit hurt you. These two guys are very big men, very large men. They had a good match, man. They had a good match. Good stuff here. Backstage, they had an interview with Hook. They asked Hook if he's going for a title. He kind of just shrugged it off and walked away. And that means Hook will be getting a title shot soon, which we like.
Perfect.
We had Anna Jay versus Serena Deeb. This was a good match, one of a very solid match by Anna Jay. We are in Anna Jay's hometown of Savannah, Georgia, so shout out to her. The end came where she tried to put the Queen Slayer on Serena in the middle of the ring, but she got to her feet. She put an arm drag. She came over and locked it in, but through that, she got hit with the Serenity Lock after her sleeper got countered, and that was all she wrote. After the match, she would not let go, and we had Mercedes Martinez run down for the save. That was great. Shout out to her. Then we had a Jade Cargill sighting with the baddies. They don't like the new intern baddie. Michael Bivens caught that's old Michael Bivens. Stokely Hathaway cut a great promo. I know I messed that up.
You stupid.
And they said he basically said we'll be watching you, Athena and Chris, and the baddies all walked off. Well, no, Hathaway walked off, and Jade says cut the shit as always. So good stuff there. Now then we had this train wreck of a match, which was absolutely amazing. Absolute Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs versus Swerve and Our Glory versus the Young Bucks in a triple threat match. And listen, we had crazy shit in this match. Way too much to go over. Go back and watch it. But what I will say, the great spots of the match. First things first, we want to hope Matt Jackson caught a stinger off of a double suplex, a regular move, nothing crazy. Hopefully he's not hurt too bad. Too many injuries going on in AEW and in wrestling right now. So I hope that Matt Jackson is okay. It was a regular move that he got, hurt on. Hopefully he's okay. Want to send my best wishes to him. Now, in this match, we had a huge dive by Keith Lee, 400-pound Keith Lee, doing a huge dive over the top. That was crazy. We had the Northern Lights spot by Matt Jackson where he hits Northern Lights, then he does the double Northern Lights. We had Swerve Strickland at the end of this match. He did the last 6 minutes of this match was ridiculous. It was like I don't even know. The last 6 minutes of this match. I mean, this match was good all the way through, but it was just big move after big move after miss after miss after big move. He jumps off of Keith Lee's chest while Keith Lee's standing on the apron, and he moonsaults off of his chest. That will never not be impressive.
Respect my authority.
Ever. That's impressive. We had a spear by Ricky Starks to Swerve, and he killed Swerve. And I thought that was the finish, but he kicked out. We had the Spirit Bomb stomp onto Ricky Starks, and I swore that was the finish. Wasn't the finish. We had a super kick party. Keith Lee wouldn't drop, so Ricky Starks hit him with a super kick as well. And then they super kicked Ricky Starks and said, "You're not with us." But that was early on in the match. So let me see if I can get this to at the end. There was a Swerve Stomp, Spirit Bomb combination. Hobbs and Stark broke it up. There was a Spine Buster to Swerve, a Spine Buster to Lee, a Spine Buster to Nick Jackson, a Spine Buster to Matt Jackson. There was 4 Spine Busters in a row from Powerhouse Hobbs. At this point, I think they're gonna win. So Swerve and Starks, they got a near fall on it because I think that's his finish, a Spine Buster. Then we had they ducked a lariat. Ricky Starks hits a spear, and Nick Jackson breaks it up. Then Matt kicks Lee. He blocks it. He takes his shoe. So Keith Lee is whacking everybody in the head with the damn shoe. That was funny as hell. Then we had a back body drops. That sends Hobbs onto the floor. And then Ricky Starks had a right hand. Lee gives him a headbutt. Swerve does the double jump moonsault off of Keith Lee's chest onto the floor. Back inside the ring, Keith Lee pounced the hell out of Ricky Starks. I mean, it wasn't as good as the Adam Cole one into the crowd, but Ricky Starks literally flew across the ring when he just shoved him. And then after that, Swerve jumps from the top rope and hit a huge Swerve stomp from the top rope, basically a coup de grace onto their chest. And while he did that, Keith Lee does a goddamn top rope dive, and he's 400 pounds. He lands on all the guys. He damn near lands on his feet, and that was all she wrote. And there was a 1-2-3 to Ricky Starks, and we have new AEW World Tag Team Champions. Holy hell!
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
How dare you?
How dare you have this match? This match is hilarious. It is amazing. This match was fire. I jumped out of my seat like 5-6 times at the end of this match. I could not believe it. I was like, holy hell. These guys are going crazy. This was absolutely spectacular. Awesome stuff by all 6 men. Almost forgot how to count. This was great. We had the confetti, and then real quick, Dynamite goes off the air because they literally ran out of time. I think they had an overrun last night as well. I wasn't looking at the time, but I know they went off the air very fast. So this was your AEW Dynamite, AEW Fyter Fest review. This was awesome. Was not expecting Swerve and Lee to get the win, but they got the win. Good stuff. I think ultimately this will end up being where those two are going to break up, and Swerve is probably going to go heel, and then they're going to have a match. Maybe the Young Bucks will fight them again, because the Young Bucks have to fight FTR for all the gold. They have to. FTR has to get all the gold. I mean, at this point, this is where the story's going. So I think they still get there by the time they go to Chicago. I got like stuffed it in my eye. By the time they get to Chicago, they'll figure out a way to get there. I look forward to it. I think it's going to be great. So with that being said, I am RJD here. What the Wrestling. You guys already know. This is your What the Wrestling AEW Dynamite review. Stay tuned later on for my Monday Night Raw NXT review. I also have news. I'm going to be live streaming that probably later on today. Stay tuned for all of this. RJD, you already know what it is. I am out. Peace.